I am so fascinated by the idea of manifestation, the idea of bringing something from nothing and making it into reality. And especially when it comes to the difference between why some successful people make it, why they dream big and why they actually achieve it, and why a lot of others fail to do the same. What are those key ingredients that brings about real changes in our reality? I've always been so fascinated by it. And there was a moment when I had just stopped playing football and I just stopped playing sports, and I was really in a tough time, a transition period. And I really dove deep into the books and to understanding what it is that makes, people's dreams come to life, come to reality. And what I learned from studying the greats, the Ali's of the world, the Muhammad Ali's, the Kobe Bryant's, the Tony Robbins of the world. What is it? What is that magical sauce? What is that secret sauce? And the techniques that I learned really transformed my life. They really did. It taught me a whole new way of thinking. It taught me a whole new way of understanding my relationship with the universe, my relationship with God, my relationship with spirit, and what I can do to actually co-create with that super powerful force. And so I'm excited to share these steps with you of how you too can tap into your mind power to actualize your dreams. What are the secrets to manifesting? That's what you're going to learn in this talk. And so when you bear with me and you follow this whole thing through, you will come out of it with that knowledge, with that understanding of how you can transform your life with the power of your mind. And I'm excited to share with you. Now, you're going to have to buckle your seatbelts because we are going to go for a little ride. It's going to be a little bit deep. We're going to figure it out. But enjoy. What is up, family? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're feeling amazing. How to tap in to your mind power to actualize your dreams. That is what we're talking about today. I know you're excited because I'm excited, and it's going to be a very insightful and deep and powerful and impactful conversation. Whew, sounds like X-Men when you talk about mind power, right? And it's just so interesting because the more I learn about our universe and the more I travel through my journey in life, the more I realize that we have more power than we think. And we are more similar to those X-Men that we look in comics than we think. And, I'm still learning. I'm always learning, but I just get so excited when I read on these topics and I hear about it and I learn more about it. Like the law of attraction. I can honestly say law of attraction wasn't something that I really bought into at first when I first heard about it. The idea that you can write something down and it'll manifest in your life. They had some stat about people who write down their goals. They have a certain level of it's a higher percentage that they actually complete their goals, that they actually achieve their goals. And I couldn't really understand how that conceptually made sense. What was the difference just by writing something down? And that's what I thought. That's what I learned about. And it's crazy because I grew up understanding the power of affirmations. And I was taught an affirmation at a young age by my father, and when God is in me, through me, for me, and with me, and where there's God, there's no imperfection. And that was something that I used in order to just gain confidence and just kind of as a constant cheerleader in my head, like, you got this. God is in you, through you, for you, and with you. You got this. And that helped me through my journey. What I realized later on was like, okay, was I doing something else as well? Was I actually speaking my vision into existence? Was I actually powering it up with those emotions? And, it led me down a path. And, a lot of people who've heard about law of attraction, and maybe you all have tried it and not had as much success as you think. You might have started affirmations. You might have started writing things down and not really seen any real change, any real effect. And, I learned that that's really natural, and that there's more. As powerful as the law of attraction is, meaning that you get what you want, you get what you put out there, as real and as powerful as it is, I learned that when we talk about manifestation, there's actually a lot more that goes into it than just that. And that is actually more so in order to understand it, we got to understand the power and the law of resonance. So it's not as much as we get what we want or that we get what we put out there. It's more so we get what we are aligned with in terms of frequency. So we get what we put out there in terms of our energy, in terms of our frequency. We get what we resonate with. So for example, if we want to be champions, think of a young Muhammad Ali. If he wanted to be a champion in the ring, a heavyweight champion, he can't manifest that vision into his life believing and thinking and having the energy of someone who doesn't feel that they are right to be a champion. His thoughts, his emotions have to align with that concept of champion before he can ever achieve that in reality. So somebody like Muhammad Ali is a perfect person that I always studied like since growing up, and just how he spoke things into existence and how he had to become a champion internally before we can actually see the results happen in the external. He was saying he was the greatest of all time before he ever won a championship. And so it's a powerful, powerful thing to understand, like the law of resonance and what we're capable of. And so what does that ultimately mean? Our entire world is made up of energy. From the internal to the external, we are all made up of energy. And it's just about different frequencies and different waves. When you look at the smallest unit of measurement, the atom, scientists have found that when you look into that atom, you dissect it, you have a nucleus, and then you have about 99.9% of the area surrounding that atom is energy. And when you combine an atom with another atom, you get a molecule. You combine that molecule with another molecule, you start to get chemicals. You combine chemicals, you start to get cells, tissues, organs, organ systems, and a whole body. And all around, the whole time, you have still 99.9% of energy surrounding us. So we are filled with energy down to the deepest parts of us, and everything around us is filled with energy. And we look, and that's so difficult to understand because I'm looking, and these are hard, solid objects. How can that be energy? It's a very, very, very low vibrating frequency, so it appears solid, but it's truthfully in its essence made up of energy. And we can interact with that energy, and it doesn't take having to push on it and touch it and feel it physically to interact with it. Our thoughts create energy. Our emotions create energy. Emotion is really just energy in motion. So when we feel an experience like love, we feel that sensation in our body. That's just energy moving in our body. And so when we can understand this point, we can understand that we can connect with the energy surrounding us, the energy in nature, the energy that comes from the sun, the energy that comes from the stars and the planets, the energy that comes from one another. We can learn to understand this concept of resonance so much more. Now I'm gonna bring it back down to reality a little bit. What does that mean? So what is the secret to manifesting? The secret to manifestation is to be connected with our vision, not separate from it. So there's so many people that, write things down about what they want in life, but they view it as if they're separate from it. It's like you want a brand new red Mercedes Benz. Are you the type of person who goes and they see someone else driving that Mercedes Benz, that red Mercedes Benz? Are you the type of person to look at that and automatically feel shame because you don't have it, to feel disappointed because you don't have it? Like, man, I wish I had that Mercedes Benz. I really do. Or are you the type of person that looks at that Mercedes Benz and gets excited, like, man, I am so excited to get my own Mercedes Benz? Can you imagine the difference in the internal atmosphere of both of those people? One person is actually feeling separate from it. They are feeling separate from it because they see it as something that's apart from them. The other person knows that they are one with it. They feel energetically as if they already had it. That's why they are more powerful in the sense that they're able to attract that experience to them on a higher level, on a higher frequency. Another concept I would like you to understand is just that emotion is frequency, and there's different frequencies. It's like a list of frequencies, a list of emotional frequencies that you can look up. And when we think of emotions like guilt, shame, lack, stress, anxiety, worry, these are all slow vibrating emotions. It feels more like matter. It's more slower and heavier in density. When you compare that to the emotions of love, of gratitude, of compassion, of bliss, of enlightenment, these are faster frequency emotions. And when you talk about manifestations, that's one of the key aspects of it, is using the powerful states, the powerful elevated emotions as the power to bring about change and actually maneuver in this world. And so what's a formula that I like to use when I think about manifesting? In order for us to manifest, we have to match a clear thought with an elevated state, an elevated emotion. And that equals manifestation. Clear thought plus an elevated emotion equals manifestation. And so ask yourself, where do you want to go? What is it that you want to bring into this world? What is it that you want to manifest into your reality? And ask yourself, what are my current dominant thoughts? What are the thoughts that I repeat daily? Am I thinking about what it is that I want to have in life? You know, where are my thoughts? Am I usually feeling like having limiting beliefs as if I'm not able to accomplish those thoughts? And what's an interesting thing when you think about thoughts and the energy that we have with our thoughts, a lot of it is subconscious. A lot of us aren't even aware of the thoughts that we're having. And so think about, what are some of the subconscious beliefs? It takes a little bit of self-auditing to really dive deep and figure these things out. But what are some of the self-limiting beliefs that I have in myself? When you go back to that Ali example, do you think Ali ever had a chance of becoming champion, of becoming greatest of all time, if he had the subconscious belief that they wouldn't ever let a black Muslim brother ever win a championship? Do you think he would have ever had the opportunity if he had a limiting belief that he really couldn't do it, that he really wasn't able to? And he could put all this stuff, he can write it out all he wants, but as long as that limiting belief is sending signals out into the universe that he's not connected to that vision, then it's not going to happen. So what are your dominant thoughts? What are the things that you were saying about your vision? Do you even know what your vision is? Do you even know where you want to go? Having that clear thought is the direction. That's like the masculine principle. And then you got to ask yourself, what are my dominant emotions? What is the dominant state that I'm usually in? Where does it sit on that frequency list? Is it lower? Is it a dense, slow vibrating frequency? Or are we vibrating at higher levels of gratitude and compassion? You know, these are very important questions to ask yourself. Very important questions to ask yourself. And so, what do we do about it? How do we go from here to where it is that we want to go? Right? We put that vision out there. We know exactly what we want. How do we go about doing it? We use that formula, right? Clear thoughts plus an elevated state equals manifestation. So one of the first steps is to get extremely, extremely clear with your vision. Get extremely clear with what it is that you want. And one of the best ways to do this is through visualization. I will leave a video that I did a couple weeks ago about visualization that teaches you extremely important steps of how to do it. But visualization is an important technique because it allows you to get super clear, and at the same time it gives you that experience that actually brings those elevated emotions out of you. It's like a 2-for-1. You get to align with clarity on your vision, and then you also get to power that vision up with the emotions because you're feeling it, you're excited about it. So visualization is super, super powerful. There's also vision boarding, affirmations. I mean, just writing it down. Get super, super, super clear and detailed about where it is and what it is that you want. If you want to manifest a whole bunch of money in life, then don't think about necessarily, when you think of your vision, don't necessarily think about the money that you want, but think about what it is that you would like to do with that money. When you think of different scenarios that you want to experience, maybe you want to write a book and you imagine a scenario where you want to make this amount of money, but instead you imagine a scenario of you at a book signing and there's a line that's wrapped around the entire building just for you. That's what you want to envision, not necessarily money, because money is just energy. Money is just contractual and it's just based on value. So instead, think about what's going to bring that emotion out of you, right? That's why visualization is so super important. And then in order to really hone in on the power of our emotions and our elevated states, we have to learn how to really develop an emotional bank that we can jump into. What I mean by that. So if we make a list of things that we're grateful for, people, places, things that we are grateful for, and we truly get used to experiencing that in our mind or just in person, but we learn how to tap into those emotions inside of us. And this goes for men as well, because we have it's difficult for us to tap into those emotions because we've been taught that it's not manly. But it's powerful. It's powerful. It's powerful. And until I did it, I was not able to really take my life to the next level. And I'm still growing. I'm still learning. But this is a quick message for the men. Tap into your emotions. They're powerful. That's our superpower. So when you think about having an emotional bank, have a lot of different ways to tap into powerful emotions. You use your mind, you use your thought to align with that vision, and you use your emotions to power it. I'm gonna leave you with one final understanding of how this whole thing works and how I envision it, how I look into it, how I look at it. Every single thing in life, every single possibility, all exists right now in the present moment. And time, I feel, is an illusion. The future, the past, it's all a bunch of right nows. And so that possibility, that potential, again, I go back to Muhammad Ali. I'm thinking of him as a child. That potential of me as a Muhammad Ali becoming the heavyweight champion exists right now. It exists as an electromagnetic potential. What I need to do to align with that is create an electromagnetic frequency that aligns with that potential. That's a lot of words. What do I mean by that? Our thoughts sends out electric signals. That's the electro part. Our heart, our emotions sends out a magnetic pulse. That heartbeat, that pulse, that creates a magnetic frequency. When we're in an elevated emotion, we unlock a very powerful frequency, a very powerful magnetic frequency. When we're in stress, our heart actually beats out of coherence. And that's why things like heart attacks happen. When we're chronically stressed, when we're in chronic anxiety. But when we live in those elevated states more, and those are our dominant states of being, we beat coherently and we create this magnetic pull. And that's why you feel when people are genuine, you feel when compassion is being put out there. So what we need to do is align our electromagnetic frequency with our electromagnetic potential. And when we do that and we live in that, when we stay aligned with our vision and where we want to go, we start to notice that the world works to make it happen. So many things that are out of our control happens, and some people view it as good luck here, good luck there. That person just got lucky. That person's doing something. They are aligned with the frequency of where they want to go, so they pick up the opportunity when it happens. They pick up the opportunity when it comes. If they're aligned in a stressful frequency and what they want is going to take a more powerful frequency, that they're not going to pick up on that opportunity because they're going to be so caught up in that stress. And so I'm going to leave you with this. When it comes to manifesting, when it comes to actualizing our dreams, we have to be connected to it energetically. We have to be connected to it with a clear thought and an elevated state of an emotion. And when we do that, we will actually become the vortex of our dreams. We will become the vortex of our creation. And everywhere we go, everywhere we walk, we will be attracting the knowledge, the information that takes steps forward and forward. We will start to attract more opportunities into our life. People will come into our lives out of nowhere. And it may look like our life is collapsing when we jump into this. We may lose our job. We may part away from certain friends that don't align on that same frequency, but it's okay. We have to put our frequency in what it is that we want first, if we want to manifest it. Said a lot. If you all are still here, I appreciate you. I thank you for listening. And yeah, let's continue to really tap into the power that we have. We are X-Men. This is something that I truly believe. We are the X-Men, and we have the ability to create in our lives. When we tap into the universal principle, the universal law, when we tap into that divine, that God energy that exists in us and all around us. Sorry about that, y'all. My memory card got full and cut off on me. I was finishing up anyway, but as you see, Mercury retrograde is in full effect. But anyway, like I said, thank you all for listening. Leave a subscription. Leave a comment. Subscribe if you haven't already to the channel. If you're on Instagram, go ahead and check out the YouTube channel. You know what I mean? We're getting it popping over there too. If you're on YouTube, check out the Instagram at Mighty King Jenkins. Let's connect. If y'all need anything, love y'all, appreciate y'all, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.